everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video we are starting the second round of 5 days of foundation, and this is for February. This video is going to be posting on February 5th, so welcome to February. It's a couple days in already. I am going to be starting off this round of 5 days of foundation with my Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. I've heard some really good things about this. I've seen a lot of reviews of this, but I have not yet tried it. In fact, this is the first Too Faced foundation I am trying. I know the Born This Way foundation is a big favorite of a lot of people's, but I have not tried that one yet. So I am going to be starting with this Peach Perfect foundation because I've heard some good things. So I do have this in the color Snow, which I think it's one of the brightest. I'm not sure. It does come in this little squeezy tube. And let's see, I think it does have a pump, so that is good. I'm hoping this is a good color match. The color on the outside looked good. I'm actually going to look this up and see what they claim. Alright, I'm going to the Too Faced website, and this says it does have 4.5 hearts or stars. The lightest shade is this one. So this is the lightest shade in the shade Snow. It is 1.6 fluid ounces, so you do get a little bit more than in some other standard foundations. It says this transfer resistant medium coverage foundation creates a smooth canvas for flawless, comfortable matte wear using our exclusive Comfort Matte technology that is never cakey or mask-like, which if you guys have seen anything on my channel, you know that I really don't like fuller coverage foundations because they do look like they're sitting on top of my skin. So it says that it is 14-hour photo-friendly wear, smooths for a flawless finish, oil controlling, infused with exclusive Comfort Matte technology, and smells like peach and sweet fig. The price on this is, I believe, $36. It is $36. It has 4.5 stars, and it's got 413 reviews on the Too Faced website. So the color Snow, which is the one that I have, it's very fair with neutral to pink undertones. And then the next color is Porcelain, and it's fair with neutral to pink undertones. So I was going back and forth on whether to get the Snow color or the Porcelain color. And online, I bought it at Sephora, and online the Porcelain color just looked just a little bit too dark to me. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be, I did not get the Peach Perfect primer, so I'm actually going to be using my IT Cosmetics number 50 serum primer. I do like this primer, so I'm going to go ahead and put the primer on real quick, and then we will move into the foundation. Alright, I do like this foundation. It has a nice citrusy scent to it. I'm not sure how that's going to go with the Peach Perfect foundation, because this is supposed to have peach and sweet fig cream as the smell. So we're going to go ahead. I'm actually going to be applying this with a brush and a beauty sponge. I have my Flower Beauty sponge, which I'm really digging. This is like my favorite sponge at the moment. And I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. I got this back in October. So I'm going to be using a brush, I think, on the right side of my face, and I'll use a sponge on the left side. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this out on my hand. Yeah, so that's 2 pumps. It doesn't look like the color is going to be too dark or too light for me. So, and I'm not the fairest person out there. So we'll see how this goes. It definitely has an interesting smell to it. So far I'm actually liking the way this is sitting on my skin. I did use almost all of the 2 pumps that I put on my hand. The one thing that I will say is that it is very yellow, like very yellow. It looks like it's okay on my skin tone, but it just seems very yellow, and sometimes that is just the fact that I am naturally red toned in my face, so maybe it's not as yellow as I think. I don't know. It's not really covering up my blemishes. Like I have a couple of pimples here on my chin, and it's not really fully covering those. So I'm going to go back and try to build it up in a couple of places. It's not really sitting well on my nose, that is pretty much every day of my life. But we're gonna go in on the other side. The smell on this, it's very sweet smelling. It's not like horrible, it's not like overpowering, and I'm very sensitive to smells. So it's not totally overpowering, but it's just very sweet. It has a very, very sweet smell to it. So I don't know. I'm not sure that I like that too much. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go on this side with my Flower Beauty sponge. All right, I'm going to zoom you in and show you both sides with just one layer of foundation on. With one layer on, I'm actually really liking the way this is looking on my skin. It's definitely not covering all my blemishes. Like I have one down here and I have a really big one here on my nose. It has minimized the redness, but it hasn't fully covered it. I think it's looking about the same, regardless of it with the brush or with the sponge. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but I really can't. It looks about the same to me here under all these lights. The smell is a little bit much for me. A little bit. I do not feel like this is sitting too deeply in any of my pores, which is good. It's not looking too bad down here along my chin, which is where I get a lot of problems with more heavier makeup. I am getting a lot of itchiness in certain places. Like my nose is really twitching right now. And some of that could be the smell. I don't feel like the smell is dissipated yet, so I'm really, really hopeful that it does dissipate soon, because it's not like bothering me to the point that I'm getting a headache, but it is a little bit too sweet. All right, I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more of this. I'm gonna get like a half a pump on my hand, and I'm just gonna cover a couple of spots that I know I have some blemishes. I don't really want to build it up too much more because I do prefer lighter coverage with my foundations. So I'm just going to put it on a couple of spots where I know I'm going to need some extra help. And I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge. And I actually pretty much prefer my applying foundation with a brush, but for some reason this one I feel like is doing a little bit better with the sponge than with the brush. And that just came right off that spot on my nose. I think that's going to be, I'm going to give up on that spot because I don't think anything's covering that shiner. And this does not claim to be a concealer, so I'm not expecting it to be. I might try just a dab more on that spot on my nose and see if I can just use my finger to blend it in. Yeah, I don't think anything's covering that on my nose. That's okay. Overall, right now, the very first, as soon as I put it on, I am liking it, other than the fact that it is so yellow. And maybe it's just the way this lighting is in this room. It's feeling like it's a lot more yellow than it probably is. I'm hoping it does not oxidize at all. Foundations have a tendency to oxidize on me. Some more than others. Some of them don't at all, but some more than others. So I'm going to work this down my neck just a little bit. All right, the time is now 1:13, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I am going to be using the Peach Perfect loose powder to set this, and it's actually not feeling like it necessarily needs to be set, but I'm going to set it anyway just because I usually do. So I'm going to take my brush here and I'm going to get some of this out into the lid. Wow, that comes out. That like came out super easy. I think that's the easiest I've ever had powder come out. It has the same smell to it. I'm going to go ahead and powder my face. Alright, so my first impression of that powder is that it's really nice. I really like this powder a lot. It's very, very finely milled. I really like that. And the scent, although it's the same as the foundation, I don't feel like it's as heavy as the foundation scent. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and I will come back for a check-in in just a couple of minutes. All right, everybody, I am back. The time is now 1:34. Didn't take me too long to do my makeup today. Sometimes it takes me a lot more longer than this. So anyhow, I do have my full face done. On my face, I have, I told you that I had the Peach Perfect powder on, which I did put on. I do like. On my lips, I have CYO lipstick and liner in Too Clever by Half. This has two-sided, one's a liner, one's a lipstick. On my cheeks, I have the light butter bronzer. This is the light bronzer on right now. And this little Too Faced Love Flush in Justify My Love. It's actually the only Too Faced blush I think I own. The Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit. I'm using the one at the bottom here called Stardust. It's just a little bit pinky. And then on my eyes, I have my Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. The NYX In Your Element Earth Palette. If you haven't seen this one before, it is these colors right here. So that's what's on my eyes. And the IT Superhero Mascara. This is just a sample size that I have that I've been trying to use up, because I actually noticed as I was doing my makeup, I was getting a lot of flaking on my face. I actually have a couple of spots right now. So this is a little bit older of a mascara that I have in my drawer, and I'm trying to use it up. I'm probably just going to throw it out. Anyhow, let's talk about the foundation. I'm actually really liking the way it's sitting right now. It is starting to look like it's settling into my pores in my usual spaces, down here on my bottom part of my cheeks, on my chin, right in this area. It's not looking too bad right now. I don't know. Other than the little black spots that I have all over my face from my mascara, I think it's looking really good on my forehead. On my cheeks, it's looking really good. It's just the typical spots right around my mouth that I'm having a problem with. I have a little spot here. It looks like I might have missed application. So I'll keep it on that. Yeah, right there in the center of my chin. But overall, I'm really liking the way this foundation is feeling. I'm liking the way it's looking. I don't feel like it's changed color at all. I feel like it has not oxidized on my skin. I am surprised that this is the lightest shade because, well, unfortunately, I have a tendency to have to wear the lightest shade in almost every foundation. I've only found one that I've actually purchased that the lightest shade has been too light. That is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea water foundation. That's the only one that I've purchased the lightest shade that's been too light. But so far this foundation is looking really nicely. I'm still smelling it though, and that's probably my biggest problem with it, is that I am still smelling it. The powder had the same smell, but it didn't, this dissipated, whereas I feel like this is still lingering. But overall, I'm really liking it right now, 20 minutes in or half an hour in from getting it on my face. And yeah, I'm gonna go run some errands, and I'm gonna try to keep this on till at least 9:15, hopefully as long as like 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. But I will check in throughout the day. Like I said, it is right now about 1:37. I will target to check in maybe around 4:30, around 5:30, somewhere in there. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little while. Bye. So it is 4:30. I think my camera picked that up. But it is raining and cloudy and kind of just gross today. I like rain personally, so I'm not upset about the rain. But the reason why I mention that is because there's not a lot of natural light going on right now. But the good thing is that I'm not going to be squinting when I'm giving my update. Overall, I'm really liking this foundation, like a lot. Like, I'm gonna show you my forehead, and then like my side of my face, my chin. Like, I feel like I can still see my blush and my contour. I think, well, my zit's still there. Yeah, Everything still looks really, really good. I mean, I know I'm only like 3 hours in, but even like I just ate and I was wiping my mouth, and I don't even feel like there are some foundations that really, really wear off when you wipe your mouth when you're eating. I don't feel like this one did that. So, I mean, I am really liking this foundation a lot. Like, I've itched my face a couple of times, and I don't get foundation on my fingernails. Like, this is just really, really nice, except for the smell. The smell, to me, has not gone away, even though I've been having it on for 3 hours. I'm still smelling it. It's not, like, horrible, but it's not, like, great either. John just came outside. So the smell is still bothering me a little bit. So I wish it had like a lighter smell or no smell at all, because I don't really like to put products with scent on my face. But I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really nice. I don't know if it's the powder or if it is actually the foundation, but it looks really nice. Even like in here, in my trouble spots, like I'm trying to make it look as bad as possible. Even in like my trouble areas, it's not looking real bad. So, what are your thoughts?
Huh?
What are your thoughts? He's trying to move something.
So it looks not bad out here in this light.
Okay.
It looks a little better. It is giving you a little creasing, I think. The peachy coloring is not as present in this lighting as in
John noticed the yellow.
Yeah.
When I was putting it on, I was saying how it was yellow. He did notice that. So.
Yeah. It's still there if I'm looking for it, but it's not like, doesn't pop out as bad in natural light.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Anyway, I'm liking the foundation so far. I will see you guys at 9:30, somewhere in there. All right. Bye. All right. It is the end of the evening. Let's see what time it is. It is actually 10 o'clock on the dot. I think that's showing up. Yeah. So I've had this on for a little bit over 8 hours, about 8.5-ish, 8 3/4 hours. I think it was 1:15 when I got it on. And I'm actually really, really pleased with this foundation. I am very animated when I talk, when I just go about my daily life. So I'm not surprised that there's like, I'm going to zoom you in and show you. Okay, so like right in here on my chin, there's definitely like lines where like my face is very animated. So like I'll smile and my skin will stretch and rebound, stretch and rebound. And I see that here on my chin. Not so much on my cheeks. It really isn't showing up, but overall, I'm really, really pleased with this foundation. You can see on my nose, there's not a lot of caking. It looks like it wore off just a hair around my nose, and this side of my nose is the deeper side. I don't feel like it looks bad. My blemishes are starting to show through a little bit. I got a couple here, and the one on my nose was showing the whole time. I never got that covered up. But I still see my contour, I still see my blush, I still see my highlight. That all laid on top of this very, very well. I've even had a lot of fallout from my mascara. I think it's time for that little tube to get thrown out. But it has held up really well for me, like brushing the little black spots from my mascara off my face. Overall, I'm really pleased with this. My biggest complaint, if I have one complaint that I can say about this foundation, is that it is a little bit too yellow, a little bit too peachy. It doesn't show up very much in this lighting, and it doesn't really show up outside, like in my check-in at 4:30. John was saying that it looked really well, but like in my bathroom, I was underneath just the regular lights in the bathroom, and John commented that it looked really peachy. So, I mean, it definitely is a little bit more yellow toned than I would like. I don't think it'll stop me from wearing it in the future though, because I really do like the way this feels. Like, I feel like I have nothing on my skin. I mean, this is actually doing really, really good on my skin. I'm actually excited to try the Born This Way foundation, because if that's anything like this, I'm gonna love that too. So, yeah, I'm actually really excited to try that one. I mean, I know a lot of people love that foundation, and I'm not sure if it is a more full coverage foundation, which then I wouldn't like it, but if it's anything like this at all, I would like it. I do believe that this is probably about medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage because then it would be cakey all over the place and I would be very upset. But overall, I'm really, really pleased with the way this has worn throughout the day. I mean, I've had it on almost 9 hours. The one thing I will say though that really impressed me was that like I can itch. Like throughout the day, everybody gets itches, right? So I'll like itch my nose or something. Most of the time I'll come away and I'll have foundation on my fingernail. I did not have it with this. Like this says that it is a non-transfer, like it doesn't transfer, and I totally agree that this is a non-transfer foundation. Like I didn't have it getting on my collar, I didn't have it getting on my hands. I mean, it does not feel like I have foundation on my face, which is amazing for me because I don't like feeling like I have foundation. So, I mean, I can only say good things about this other than the coloring. This is the lightest color. Snow, and I think it matches me pretty well, but it is a little bit yellow or peach compared to what I really probably should have. So overall, I'm really pleased with this foundation. If you have kind of a normal to dry, I would say this is probably pretty good, even though it is an oil controlling, oil-free matte foundation. If you like the way matte looks on you, I would recommend this. I'm really pleased with it, but I'll have to try it again over the summer. I mean, I'm sure this will last until summer because it is this is 1.6 ounces. I think the website said 1.7. Either way, it's over an ounce. I don't think I'll run out of this in the next 4 or 5 months by the time it starts getting hot again in my area. And who am I kidding? It's like April by the time it starts getting hot. So I'm definitely going to try this once we get to the spring and summer months to see if it still works as well then for me, because I do get a little bit more oily in the spring and summer, especially in the summer. But overall, I'm really pleased with this foundation. So good job, Too Faced. This is my first Too Faced foundation that I'm trying out, and I'm really pleased with it. So there are my thoughts on the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit the red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And what are your comments? Have you tried this foundation? What do you think of it? And what is your skin type? Like, does it work really well if you're really dry or really oily? I don't know. I'm not at that place right now. I definitely am a little bit on the drier side because it is the middle of winter, but I can't say that I'm dry or oily right now. So what are your thoughts on this foundation? Have you tried it? I'd love to know how it works on other folks. So I'd appreciate any comments you do have. Anyhow, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!